Hello Year 6, welcome to your literacy video for Thursday. So your next text might look like this one, The Real Princess. Okay, I'll come on to yours after if this isn't your text. Okay, so this one says, Hans Christian Andersen was a Danish author. He is best known for his fairy tales such as The Ugly Duckling, The Little Mermaid and The Snow Queen. The Real Princess tells the story of a prince who wants to marry a real princess, but isn't having much luck finding one. Okay, so then you've got an extract from the story to read. And then at the bottom, there is a glossary. Okay, so remember, we had a glossary in one of our other texts the other day, and this just helps us to understand what some of the words in the text mean. So we've got bedstead, which is the frame of a bed, and an eiderdown, which is duck feathers used to stuff bedding. Okay, so this is quite an old-fashioned text written quite a long time ago. So that's just helping you understand what those words mean, because you might not use those words nowadays. Okay, so let's have a look at some of the questions then. So question 1 says, what does out of spirits in lines 5 to 6 mean? Why does the prince feel like this? Okay, so I've got an idea what it means, but I'm going to have a look in the text because it could be used in a different way in the text. So make sure you go to the correct line. So lines 5 to 6. So I'm going to find those lines. Okay, so why does the prince feel like this? Okay, let's have a look. So it says, therefore home he came again, quite out of spirits, for he wished so much to marry a real princess. Okay, so I'm going to go back a bit though, because that's not really enough for me to answer the question. So, he travelled all around the world seeking such a one, but everywhere something was in the way. Not that there was any lack of princesses, but he could not seem to make out whether they were real princesses. There was always something not quite satisfactory. Therefore, home he came again, quite out of spirits, for he wished so much to marry a real princess. So if he's on the hunt to find a real princess and he can't find one, and he goes home, he's not found one, how do you think he's feeling when he goes home? Okay, so he's not going to be happy, is he? Have a think how he's going to be feeling. Number 2 then, why do you think the princess knocks on the town gate? So, if you have a look, so think about what the weather's like. Then it says she knocks on the gate, and then think about, there's a bit of a description after that of what she's like, what she looks like and what state she's in when she knocks on the door. So have a think, that might help you why she knocks on the gate. Number 3, why does the Queen put so much bedding on the bed but say nothing about what she has done? Okay, so I'm going to find it. So on line 10 then, so this is where the princess has just knocked on the door. So it says, it was a princess who stood outside. But oh dear, what a state she was in from the rain and bad weather. The water dropped from her hair and clothes. It ran in at the tips of her shoes and out at the heels. Yet she insisted she was a real princess. Very well, thought the old Queen. That we shall presently see. She said nothing, but went into the bedchamber and took off all the bedding, then laid a pea on the sacking of the bedstead. Having done this, she took 20 mattresses and laid them upon the pea and placed 20 eiderdown beds on top of the mattresses. So, the princess has just said that she's a real princess. She might not look like one, but she says she's a real princess. So why is the Queen she's not said anything, but why is she putting so much bedding on that bed? Have a think. What's she trying to do? What's the Queen trying to prove or check? Okay, have a think about that. And remember that one, number 3, is a 2-mark question. So you can't just have a little 2-word answer. You've got to explain yourself. You've got 3 lines there to explain yourself and try and make sure you get both of those marks. Okay, number 4. What does the princess mean when she says she is black and blue all over? So let's find it. It says line 21. So let's find it. It says here, I lay upon something so hard that I am quite black and blue all over. It is dreadful. So if you're black and blue, and she's not had a comfortable night's sleep because she's been lying on something, have a think what she might be talking about and what she might mean. How do you think the prince feels when he finds out that the princess felt the pea under all of the bedding? So have a think. The princess felt the pea under the bedding. So what does that prove? That proves that she is a princess, that she is a real princess. So have a think then how that's going to make the king feel. Sorry, the prince. And then the last one, why do you think the royal family preserved the pea? So that's going to be towards the end. So the prince took her for his wife, for he knew that in her he had found a true princess. And the pea was preserved in the cabinet of curiosities, where it is still to be seen unless someone has stolen it. So preserved means kept. Okay, so they might have frozen it, or I'm not really sure, but they've kept it. Yeah, so so that it can be seen for many, many years by lots of different people. So have a think. Why do you think they've done that? Why do you think they've chosen to keep it? Why do you think they've chosen to look after it? Why do you think they've chosen to put it in a cabinet? Okay, and that's a 2-mark question as well, so we need some detail on that one as well. Okay? Okay, so if your book looks like this one and it is orangey, then your next text is called In My Pencil Case. So it says, count how many items there are in each group. Write the number in each sentence. The first one has been done for you. So you've got to do a little bit of maths for this one as well. So some maths, some reading and some writing. So you've got to do some counting. So let's have a look what the first one says. It says the air. So there are 3 rulers. There are 3 rulers. Let's just check. 1, 2, 3. Yes, that's right. Okay, the next one then. There are something pencils. Okay, so pencils we've got to do for this one. So pencils are in the middle here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on that line there, you need to write 5, but we're writing the word 5, not the number. So you need to sound out 5. F-I-V. 5. Okay? So read your sentence carefully, count how many there are, and then write the number in words on the line. Okay? Your text might look like this one, might be a blue one, and it's called No Teacher. So it's about what happens in a class of children when no teacher turns up. Can you imagine? Okay, so there's a little text at the top there that tells you what happens on a day when there's no teachers and it's just the children by themselves. And then you've got some questions to answer. So it says, why didn't the children have a teacher today? So that answer is in the first line. So it says, today our teacher was off ill and nobody came to teach us. Okay, so why didn't they have a teacher? Have a think. Have a look in that first line. What do the children usually study on Monday morning? So it's not asking what they're doing on this Monday in this text. It's asking what they usually do. Okay, so it says normally, and then you have a look at the rest of that sentence. Number 3 then is asking what a word means. Okay, so it says, what does the word fantastic mean? Now this is on the last line, so let's find it. It says, we played outside until home time. It was fantastic. So you have a think, what does the word fantastic mean? And then the last one, why do you think the children didn't tell anyone that their teacher hadn't come? Okay, so have a think. Why do you think they haven't told anybody? Would you tell anybody? Okay, have a think then and write that in there. Why do you think, so it's not going to be in there because you've got to use what you think. Why do you think they chose not to tell anybody? Okay, so have a go, try your best with your reading today. Remember to email me some copies of your work and email me if you'd like any help. Okay?